Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing kind of a different fun video that I've been wanting to do for a while, and this is going to be a get ready with me first impressions type video, but I'm going to be using all makeup samples that I've received. A bunch of these I got from Nordstrom's, but I think a couple are from Sephora. When I just order stuff online, they always send samples, so I've been saving these up so that I can use them all at once and kind of test them out, and I think this will be a really fun way to kind of step outside of my comfort zone and try a bunch of new products. So if you want to see how this goes, please keep watching. Okay, the first thing I'm going to start with is this Charlotte Tilbury WonderGlow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Flash, and this is her like shiny primer type product. It's a gold, I believe, looking thing. We'll see when I squeeze it out of the tube here. Yeah, so I don't know how much I'm gonna need, but I took about that much, and this is kind of like a glowy primer type product. I think you can also mix this in with your foundation. And oh, this looks really beautiful on the skin. It's actually going on really nicely, and it's not looking too glittery or shiny or dark gold. So I have all my skincare done already underneath this, but I'm going to be using this as my primer. And I actually really like the effect this gives. So far it's looking really like evening and making my whole face look glowy. So far, this Charlotte Tilbury product is a win. I'm not sure if this is going to make me look greasy throughout the day because it is a very glowy product, but it doesn't feel super greasy. It does feel slightly hydrating. This probably would be nice if you had normal to dry skin or oily skin like I do. I'm not sure if it's going to grease up throughout the day, but for now it feels actually really nice on the skin. Okay, and next I'm super excited to try this out. This is the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua Ultralight Skin Perfecting Sunscreen Makeup, and this it has SPF 15, and this is this shade 30 Beige, which I am 100% certain is going to be way too dark for me because I don't think I've ever been any makeup shade with beige in the title, and 30 just makes it sound like it's probably a medium shade. Probably like 10 or something would be my shade. I'm going to try to open this. I'm super excited about this foundation because if you guys, any of you follow the Anna Edit, who used to be Viviana Does Makeup, she always used to talk about this. I feel like there was a time on YouTube when everyone was using Chanel foundation and this was just the one. So I'm really excited to try this. This is really difficult to open because my hands are greasy from that Charlotte Tilbury product, but we're gonna power through. Okay, I had to cut it with scissors and there's already some products coming out here. And since I know this is kind of a lightweight product, I'm just going to take a dollop like this and apply it straight on with my fingers and see how this goes. Hopefully that's not too much. I have my damp beauty blender standing by if needed. And this definitely looks a little dark for me. Hopefully this doesn't oxidize throughout the day. I'll look a little crazy. But it's actually going on super nice and very like skin-like, I would say. It's just a little dark for me, that's all. I think I'm gonna try my beauty blender just a little bit just to kind of try to blend it in since I did put quite a bit on. Wow, that's looking really beautiful on the skin actually. So this blended out super quickly and looks super beautiful. It's definitely too dark, which I knew going in, but I am still super impressed with the finish of the foundation. I'll try to come in a little closer just so you guys can see. It's very natural, skin-like, I would say light to medium coverage. You can definitely still see all my blemishes and scarring peeking through, and a little bit of redness around my nose area, but it is really skin perfecting. I think this is a beautiful, it feels really like breathable and light as well, which I really like in kind of an everyday foundation. So trust Chanel to give you a nice foundation even though it's way too dark for you. So I actually really like this. Okay, so try to ignore the fact that my face and my neck are dramatically different colors, but I'm going to go in with the product I'm most excited about to try in this video, and this is the Clé de Peau Beauty Concealer. And I got this from Nordstrom's, and it has 3 shades, Ivory, Almond, and Beige. Ivory, the lightest one, is definitely going to be the one I'm going to try. Even that looks kind of dark. But I've always wanted to try this concealer. It's like a cult classic. I feel like everyone has this in their makeup collection, and I've just been dying to try this. If I like this, I'm gonna buy it because I just feel like I have to have this in my collection to be considered into beauty. So it comes in this little pot. I peeled back the sticker here, and I don't know how I'm gonna apply it because this pot's kind of deep and my nails are way overgrown right now. I'm just gonna try to get some on my finger here. Okay, so I rubbed a little bit onto my finger, and I'm just going to dab this under the eye. Wow, that's actually really full coverage right away with barely any on my finger. The texture is like not super moisturizing feeling. It feels creamy but kind of dry, and it looks a little dry right away under my eye, I would say. But it definitely covered that dark circle right away. I mean, look how dark this side is, and this side looks way more covered. Okay, this also looks really beautiful. I'm not sure if that's just because I wanted to really like this, because it's such a cult product or because it actually looks good, but in my mind it looks good, so we'll just pretend. Okay, so I have the concealer on, and with this dark foundation, the color match actually looks okay. It's a little bit lighter. I think this might work actually just with my regular skin tone and not such a dark foundation, but I'll come in a little closer. It was very creamy feeling, but it does dry kind of a little bit dry, I would say. It doesn't seem like it would need to be set. This seems like something that you could just put on and not worry about. But I'm a little concerned about it creasing throughout the day. I'm not sure if it will, but I do actually really like the coverage that this gives. Okay, and now to continue on with the skin, I have this sample of the YSL Touche Clot Glow Shot, and this is their liquid highlighter dewy glow with 10-hour long wear. And this, I think, is this shade number 2 Sunrise. So this should be really beautiful. I'm hoping to apply this with my beauty blender and just like dab it onto the cheekbones. We'll see. I think I'm gonna have to cut this one as well. Very, very pinky. When it said Sunrise, I was really imagining a more goldy color. I'm just going to dab this onto the cheeks and see what happens. Okay, and then I'm going to try to blend that in with my beauty blender. So I just applied a little bit more of that liquid highlighter down the middle of my nose and then up around kind of my eye bone area, just because that's where I normally apply my concealer. And then I'm just going to continue blending it in with my beauty blender. And I love a pinky highlighter, so this actually looks pretty nice. It's not as glowy as I typically would like for a highlighter, but it does give you like a subtle shimmer for sure. I think this is really pretty. This might be pretty like under makeup as well. I think I would definitely personally layer on a powder highlight over this just to amp it up a little bit, but for a more natural look, it's pretty nice. Okay, and then I have this giant Laura Mercier sample thing, and this is the new Candle Glow collection, and this comes with the concealer and highlighter and the sheer perfecting powder. So you get 3 shades of the concealer highlighter and 2 of the powder. And once again, I'm going to try the lightest shade. This is shade 2 in the concealer highlighter. So I'm going to try to peel this up, and since I already highlighted under my eyes, oh, that looks super dark. Ay. Okay, that's very scary. Okay, let me see. I'm going to take the edge of my beauty blender here and just... Okay, that is dark orange. Dark orange. Okay, so that's not going to work. I'm not going to use that because I was going to try to highlight the edges of my face with this, but let's just try to wipe that away. Now I have an orange mark on my face, even darker than this dark foundation. Okay, so that was a fail. I'm not going to go with that, but maybe the powder will be okay to set some of this. I've never really used a powder sample like this before. I feel like I always see them and then I just don't know what to do, so I don't use them. But let's try to find a semi-clean powder brush here. Okay, the cleanest powder brush I have is this giant Osmosis one, so we're gonna go with this. Just trying to pick up this powder and set the face. And I don't know if I said this, but this is shade 2 in this powder. And then just for funsies, I'm gonna take a smaller brush with this powder just to kind of set the under eyes because that concealer is creasing a little bit already, and then I'm also going to try to set the eyelids because I took a little bit of that Clé de Peau onto the eyelids as well. And powders are really hard to tell if they're really doing anything right away, but it did definitely mattify down my foundation. It didn't do anything special. I'm not sure there's anything to write home about here, but it's not bad. I think Laura Mercier knows what they're doing with powders. If you use their translucent powder, you know, you kind of know what to expect. Okay, the last product is this little itty bitty Giorgio Armani Eye Tint, and this is in the shade 12, and I cannot read what color 12 is, but it's number 12. And this is a itty bitty mini. It's so cute, but it still has the Armani logo on it, looking bougie. So I'm going to apply this directly to my eyelids. And that's a really nice shiny color. I'm hoping that this gives me something of the effect of the By Terry Ombre Black Stars, because I absolutely love those for a shiny, like long wear eyeshadow look. But this feels a little bit more wet of a formula and glossy and not so intensely shimmery feeling. Okay, so I tried to smudge a bunch of that eye tint on there. I'm going to blend out the edge with my Sigma E40 brush. I don't have any product on this. I just want to kind of make sure that this has blended edges, but this gives a really glossy finish to the lid. It's nothing really shiny. There's not really an intense color or shimmer to it. It just gives a nice glossy finish to the lids. I think this would be really beautiful in the summer. This is kind of nice with a light, no makeup look. And I think that's the look we're kind of going for today because we had a lightweight foundation, lots of illuminating products and perfecting products. and I think this is actually pretty beautiful. I'm not sure if I would personally purchase this. This sample I think is enough for me of this. I have some other more intense eyeshadows that I like a little better than this, but not bad. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish up my makeup, and then I'll be right back to show you my final thoughts on all these samples. Alright guys, that is my finished makeup look. I kind of finished up the eye makeup, added mascara and brows, added a lip gloss, and then I also went in with bronzer. I tried to take the bronzer down my neck to kind of make this blend a little better, but it's definitely still too dark for me. And then I added blush from my Hourglass palette, and then I also tried to highlight a little bit more with this. I put it on top of the YSL. I think they were similar pinky shade, this Hourglass highlighter and the YSL liquid highlighter, so I think that kind of helped amp it up a little bit. But overall, the finish I think is really beautiful. I'll come in a little closer just so you guys can see the skin. It's very beautiful, very perfected. The concealer seems to be holding up okay. I am still concerned about creasing under there, but overall my skin I think looks very perfected and natural and nice, and high-end makeup just really gives you that kind of refined bougie look. So I think that's definitely what I look like right now. If only this wasn't too dark, just ignore my neck, pretend that my whole body is this color, and this makeup look isn't too bad. But I'm going to try to check in with you guys once later on in the day to see how everything kind of wore and to get a more developed review of these products based on my experience with them throughout the day. Alright, I'm back and it's been a full day with this makeup on, all these samples that I tried out, and I'm actually super happy with a lot of this. My skin I think still looks beautiful. It's not super greasy like some foundations can make me. I'm just going to touch up slightly with my beauty blender to kind of absorb all this excess oil. And for such a lightweight, like luminous foundation, I think, or not luminous, but just such a lightweight, like natural finish foundation, I think that this has held up extremely well on my oily skin. And I don't know if the Charlotte Tilbury luminizer that I put on underneath made it more oily. I'm definitely going to try that foundation again with nothing underneath to see how it wears, because I looked at them in the mirror several times throughout the day and was just very pleased overall with how my skin was looking. So I really love the finish of that and the glow it's giving. The YSL Illuminator drops, or glow drops, whatever they're called, I wasn't super impressed with just because they're not as pigmented and shiny as I was hoping they were going to be. If I'm going to be using a liquid luminizer, I kind of want it to be more intense. So that's something I would probably pass on. And then what else did we use? Oh, the Clay to Peau concealer. I really like this. It actually held up pretty well throughout the day. It did crease under my eyes, but I think I just kind of had trouble getting it out of this little sample packaging. And if I was able to like swipe on more, I think I could have built up the coverage and it could have given me a little bit better effect. But I think it still gave good coverage throughout the day. The color match was okay. And basically, if I didn't hate it, I was planning to buy it. So now that I know I don't hate that concealer, I definitely want to buy it at some point in my life just to say I have that in my collection. You know how it is. And then for the eyes, they definitely creased. I was not impressed with this Giorgio Armani Eye Tint. That might be because I had some of that concealer and powder underneath, so that's nothing that can't be fixed by kind of just blending in where it creased. But again, that wasn't super pigmented and didn't come off like super bright or anything. That's just kind of a fun throwaway little sample that I think I might use like once more in the summer for the glossy lid look and then never again. And then the powder, I'm not sure if it was really the powder from Laura Mercier or that Chanel foundation that made my skin hold up pretty nice, but the powder wasn't bad. I mean, that in conjunction with the foundation, I think my skin looked great all day, so I can't complain about any of them. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this makeup tutorial using all sample products. As always, all the products that I used will be listed in the description box down below. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my opinions and seeing this kind of different style video, testing out some samples. If you have any other video ideas or requests, please comment them down below and let me know. I would love if you guys subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. I upload 2 days a week on Monday and Thursday, and thank you so much for watching.